All right, Steelers Nation, buckle up because there's a lot to unpack as we head into another crucial week of OTA action in Pittsburgh. The black and gold are building momentum, questions are flying, rumors are swirling, and the energy from the fan base is absolutely electric. So today I'm diving straight into what you want to know. This isn't just about breaking news. This is about getting real with where the Steelers stand, who they're targeting, and what the future might look like for one of the most storied franchises in the NFL. Let's kick things off with what everyone seems to be talking about, the quarterback situation. There's been a lot of speculation surrounding Aaron Rodgers and his potential link to the Steelers. Some folks are skeptical, others are hopeful, but here's the deal. Rodgers is definitely sending signals. Whether you read into his recent Q&A where he refused to mention the Steelers by name, while casually throwing shade at the Saints and teasing the Bears, or the fact that he's absent from voluntary workouts, there's a strong sense that he's holding out for a situation he truly wants. And Pittsburgh might just be that landing spot. He's a seasoned vet at 41. And let's be honest, he probably sees little value in attending non-mandatory workouts at this point in his career. He knows the game. He knows how to prepare. And frankly, his absence from OTAs isn't alarming when you factor in everything going on in his personal life, including reports of family members battling serious illness. But what's telling is how insiders across the board, from team sources to major NFL reporters, continue to believe that Rodgers will make a decision before mandatory minicamp begins on June 10th. That alone should tell you where the momentum's heading. Now, as far as the receiver situation goes, yeah, the Steelers absolutely need to make a move. The front office knows it, the coaching staff knows it, and fans are seeing the writing on the wall. There's a need for another legitimate playmaker on the outside, someone who can complement what they've already got and bring balance to this offense. So when someone asked about trading for a receiver and a quarterback in the same breath, I totally get it. But if Rodgers is even remotely in the mix, I'd focus first on the receiver. Now, as for names being thrown around, let's talk about John Mechie. Solid player, good hands, good route runner, and physical when it comes to blocking. He's not your headline-grabbing superstar, but he's a guy who could contribute right away. Still, let's be real. He shouldn't be plan A. If you're the Steelers and you're looking to make an impact move, you're aiming higher. Guys like Romeo Doubs, that's someone I'd absolutely take a chance on. Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen. If either of those guys becomes available at the right price, you go for it. Cooper, despite some drops last season, was battling a hand, injury, and showed flashes of his old self when healthy. He's still a sharp route runner and could be a reliable target, especially in an offense that could soon be led by someone as experienced as Rodgers. Now let's shift gears a bit. Someone asked for a player comp for Roman Wilson, and I love this question. If you're looking at Roman Wilson and trying to figure out what kind of receiver he could become, think Randall Cobb. Yeah, I said it. Cobb was a slot technician with great acceleration, clean routes, and really reliable hands. That's the mold Wilson fits into. He's not going to wow you with size or elite speed, but his quickness out of the break and feel for finding soft spots in zone coverage are impressive. And he brings the right mindset too. When he was drafted, he said something that stuck with me: no block, no rock. That tells you everything you need to know about the kind of player he is. Tough, unselfish, willing to do the dirty work. And if Rodgers does come to Pittsburgh, don't sleep on that connection. Rodgers thrived with Cobb, and Wilson could very well step into that kind of role and flourish early. Let's go back to the quarterback situation again, because this question came up. Can Howard be the franchise guy? I want to root for the kid. He's likable, athletic, and has some raw tools. He's got size, he can run, he's mobile, and he throws with some pop when he's in rhythm. But I gotta be real here. The odds aren't in his favor. 6th round. Picks making it as franchise quarterbacks are rare for a reason. And the Steelers know that. They'll give him a shot to compete, maybe even develop behind the scenes, but this team is already looking toward the next draft class for a potential long-term answer at the position. Could Howard surprise us? Sure. But realistically, he's a developmental project, not a sure bet. Another hot topic that came through. What about the reports that the Steelers are actively talking with other teams to bring in another playmaker? That's huge. It shows the front office is being aggressive and not content to just run it back with what they've got. One name that came up was Jonnu Smith, and I think that's a sneaky good idea. Pairing him with Pat Fryermuth in heavy sets under Arthur Smith's offensive scheme could open up a ton of creative formations. The question, though, is cost, both in terms of draft capital and cap space. You don't want to mortgage, too, much of the future, especially with a 2026 draft expected to be pivotal. But if you can land Jarno on a reasonable deal, that adds serious value to your offense. And then there's Amari Cooper. If the Steelers can get him for the right price, that's a move I'd greenlight in a heartbeat. He's not known for his blocking, which might rub against the grain of what Arthur Smith wants from his receivers, but the man can still get open against man coverage, and that's not something you can just find on the street. He's got the route running skills, he's got the experience, and in this offense, as a number 2 option. That's a scary thought for opposing defenses. All right, now we had someone throw out a pretty bold prediction. 14 wins with Rodgers at quarterback. That's ambitious. I mean, we're talking number 1 seed in the AFC territory here, ahead of teams like the Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens. But hey, let's entertain it for a second. If this team stays healthy, especially with TJ Watt leading the defense, anything's possible. Rodgers brings elite ball security and football IQ, and if the run game clicks the way the coaching staff believes it can, then yeah, this offense takes on a whole new identity. Last season, the biggest issue was not being able to run the ball when it mattered. If they can fix that, you're suddenly looking at a balanced, dangerous team with playoff aspirations and maybe even more. Still I'd temper expectations a bit. 14 wins is a lot to ask, even in a best-case scenario. Realistically, I'm looking at 11, maybe 12 wins if the key pieces fall into place and the schedule isn't brutal. 13 is possible if the stars align. But bottom line, with Rodgers, this team is a playoff contender, no question. Without him, you're still competitive, but the ceiling's a bit lower. Maybe 9 or 10 wins and a wild card berth if things go well. Either way, the pieces are starting to come together and the direction feels are optimistic. So here's the big question. How many wins do you think the Steelers will pull off this season? Sound off in the comments. Let's see where the fan base stands, because there's a lot of excitement and some cautious optimism in the air right now. Whether or not Rodgers ends up wearing black and gold, whether or not the team brings in another receiver, whether Howard surprises everyone or becomes a footnote, this offseason feels different. There's movement, there's urgency, and there's a sense that this franchise is on the edge of something bigger. And hey, it's just the beginning. We've still got minicamp, training camp, preseason battles, and all the drama that comes with building a roster in real time. The next few weeks, they're going to be critical. So if you're not already locked in, now's the time. The Steelers are on the move, and you can bet we'll be here for every step of the way, breaking it all down, one question at a time. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A shocking twist is stirring the NFL world, sending shockwaves through the fan bases of 2 iconic franchises. Rumors are swirling that Joe Burrow, the star quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, has reportedly been seen wearing the uniform of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Could this be the beginning of one of the most unexpected and headline-grabbing trades in recent memory? Joe Burrow, who has been the face of the Bengals' resurgence, leading the team with poise and impressive skill, seems to be at the center of a brewing storm. Sources close to the matter hint at behind-the-scenes talks that might be reshaping the landscape of the AFC North. If this transfer is confirmed, it would mark an unprecedented shift. With Burrow donning the black and gold of the Steelers, Aishiel's team known for its rich history and fierce rivalry with Cincinnati, this potential move raises numerous questions and wild speculation about the motivations behind such a deal. Is it a strategic play by the Steelers, aiming to secure a franchise quarterback who can instantly elevate their offense? Or are the Bengals looking to shake up their roster, perhaps signaling a rebuild or a different direction under their management? The dynamics of the AFC North division would be irrevocably altered if Burrow were to take the helm in Pittsburgh. Fans and analysts alike are already buzzing with theories. Could this signal a shift in power, with the Steelers mounting a serious challenge for supremacy in the division? How would Burrow's presence impact the Steelers' already formidable defense and the overall team chemistry? On the flip side, what kind of return would the Bengals demand for one of the brightest young quarterbacks in the league? While no official statements have been made by either team, the sighting of Burrow in Steelers gear has ignited a frenzy across social media platforms and sports talk shows. The mere possibility of such a blockbuster trade has ignited heated debates among fans, experts, and insiders, with some calling it a game changer for the NFL landscape. Stay tuned as this story develops. What now seems like a wild rumor could soon become a groundbreaking reality, reshaping the futures of both franchises and the fiercely competitive AFC North. Joe Burrow and Steelers black and gold. The NFL offseason just got a lot more interesting. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.